Okay, so we're going to move on to the first of our two short talks. So the first one is Hidehiko Masuhara from the Toyota Institute of Technology. And he's going to be talking about a polyglot live programming environment called Poly2 Canon. So take it away.
Thanks. I believe my slide is shown to you. Okay, so sorry to have a little bit long title, but what I'm going to talk about is just ongoing talk and trying to make a live programming environment to multiple languages and to multiple programming environment. And what we are going to propose is a framework called Polysquare Canon. So this is only the name that I want you remember in my talk. Anyway, so let me introduce our previous work called Canon, which was presented in the onwards 2 years ago. Canon is a live programming environment for data structures, where when you type, edit your program here, then the data structures created in this program is automatically visualized on this side, like this way. And we believe this is useful to program that manipulates the data structures. For example, if I want to implement a swap function that swaps the first two data on the linked list, then we can see what the structure of the data and what this variable is pointing to and what I need to change the fields. And then I can write code, and then immediately I can confirm what my code did. And sometimes I can correct my mistakes, and then confirm my implementation is good enough. So this is the basic idea of the Canon. And sorry. So the aim of Canon is to help real programmers. So the education is secondary purposes, but I want to help real programmers who write code or that manipulates data structures. But there are a lot of challenges to deliver Canon to real programmers. And because the current implementation of Canon uses a tiny custom editor running on the web browser, and it's only for JavaScript. But as you know, the real programmers likes to use their own code editors, like VS Code, Eclipse, Vim, sometimes Emacs, and also they want to use their favorite programming languages. That means we need to implement the same features of Canon for many code editors and for many programming languages. And I believe this is also same to you. You guys are developing a very nice live programming environment, and you want to deliver your system to real programmers, then that you would probably need to provide implement your system to many code editors and in many languages. So, but implementing such a system for many editors and many languages are not easy, because we found two key reasons. One is that we need to, live programming environment, we need to monitor fine-grained editing behavior, like movement of cursors or the changes of the program text. So we tend to develop custom editors. And we also need to extract the information from running program. So like taking a variable or local value of local variable while running in a program. So we tend to Canon. In Canon's case, we implement that by code instrumentation, and some other live programming environment use the custom interpreters or compilers. So that means the implementing, so doing the same things for different editors and doing same things for different languages is not trivial, but at least we need to pay a lot of effort to do that. But we also observed that there are a lot of common requirements to editors and programming languages. To editors, we actually need to monitor editing behaviors. Also, as I said, the cursor movement or text changes, and also we also need to show some information inside of the editors, like showing a visualization like Canon, or the showing some hints over the text. And for programming language side or runtime of programming language side, we need to monitor program behaviors, like creation of objects or the assignment of field. And then we need to associate that events or behaviors to the position of program text. And also we need to reload or restart the program. So, but those requirements can be said pretty common to many editors and also programming languages.
Hidehiko, we've got a minute or so, so probably try and wrap up.
Okay, so this is just our proposal. So we propose Polysquare Canon, which is a framework. So this is our proposal, and we use the language server protocol, and we try to use the Graal Truffle virtual machine. And I'm going to skip those details, but what we are currently doing is, we are trying to implement the object monitors by modifying Graal and JS, and we also examined the LSP language server protocol so that it can be used for the live programming environment. So I'd welcome any advice and suggestion from you. So this is that's it for my talk.
Okay, great. Thank you, Hidehiko. Okay, so we've still got a couple of minutes. We started a minute late, so probably 3 minutes for questions. So fire away.
So this is happening in Graal, is that right? Graal VM?
Will be, yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So coincidentally, I was late for the keynote because of the talk about live coding in Graal VM that was happening in concurrently with this session. So you should definitely check that out. It's interesting stuff.
Okay.
This is a great idea.
Thanks.
So Hidehiko, do you have any thoughts on kind of what kind of infrastructure you could use to do the kind of fine-grained editing tracking in a language agnostic way?
Language agnostic. That's a good point. So at least for Canon, I think we only need to monitor the text level editing behavior, like a cursor movement or the changes of the text. And then the framework part will analyze what is actually happening inside of the other programming language. So I don't need to think about on the editor's side so to me, I think it's sufficient to use the just text level editors, and that's our current analysis, but we will know.
Thanks. Okay, we'll take a question from Ravi, and then that will be the last question, I think.
Thanks, Hidehiko. I'll admit that I don't know as much about language server protocol as I should yet, but I guess I'm curious, does LSP kind of provide enough kind of common concepts and API to build these kind of like very agnostic live programming tools, or does there need to be kind of, a richer API to be able to really achieve that goal?
So we will see. So we haven't finalized our decision, but at least the cursor movement and text edit level, it seems to be quite well fit to the live programming environment. But for displaying information, we don't know. Maybe for Canon, we need to show the visual information, graphical information, which is not actually covered by LSP, but we can do like a spawn separate window, then we can also simulate the similar thing. So, and in the end, we might need to extend the LFP protocol pathway, but I don't think it's a huge problem. But since LSP is still emerging, so if we can do earlier, then we can also change the LSP itself.
Okay, right, thank you, Hidehiko.